Avoid infected at all costs. Avoid infected at all costs.
In this list, we'll look at 10 horror movies that stand out for their stories, atmosphere, and the way they get under your skin. Each one offers a different kind of scare, whether it's supernatural, psychological, or pure survival. If you enjoy the thrill of being spooked, these movies are worth checking out.
Avoid infected at all costs. Avoid infected at all costs.
Our number 10 countdown is Viral. This is a teen horror thriller directed by Henry Yost and Ariel Schulman. The movie follows two sisters, Emma and Stacy, who live in a small town that suddenly gets hit by a deadly outbreak. A strange parasite starts spreading across the country, turning people violent and uncontrollable. The infection spreads fast, and no one really knows how to stop it. At first, the sisters think they're safe in their quiet neighborhood, but soon the parasite reaches their town. As chaos breaks out, they're left on their own, trying to survive without much help from the outside world. Things get even worse when Stacy gets infected, and Emma has to figure out how to save her sister while also fighting to stay alive herself. The film mixes classic teenage drama with apocalyptic horror. It's less about jump scares and more about tension, survival, and how far someone will go for family. The parasite idea is creepy, almost zombie-like, but with its own twist. Our number 9 countdown is The Old Ways. This is a horror movie with a mix of possession and folk traditions. The story is about Christina, a young journalist who goes back to her hometown in Mexico. She wants to cover a story about witchcraft, but things take a strange turn. Soon after arriving, Christina is taken by locals who believe she's possessed by a demon. At first, she thinks it's all nonsense, just old superstitions. But as strange things start happening, she realizes something might actually be wrong with her. The locals begin using ancient rituals and exorcism methods to try and save her. The movie is not just about scares. It also shows Christina's struggle with her past and her connection to her culture. While she tries to fight the idea of possession, she also has to face her own history and the traditions she once ignored. Our number 8 countdown is Clown. This is a horror movie with a creepy twist on the clown legend. The story starts with a father who finds an old clown costume in the basement. He puts it on to surprise his son at a birthday party, but then something terrifying happens. He can't take it off. At first, it just seems like a strange problem with the suit. But soon, he realizes the costume is cursed. It starts changing his body and his mind, turning him into something inhuman. The bright wig, the nose, and the makeup aren't just clothes anymore. They become part of him. Slowly, he begins to lose control, and the clown starts taking over. As the curse gets stronger, the father's family tries to save him. But the legend behind the costume is much darker than anyone expected. The clown isn't just a costume. It's tied to an old demon that feeds on children.
What aren't you telling me?
Our number 7 countdown is Lou. This is an action thriller with a simple but tense story. It's about a young mother whose daughter is kidnapped one night during a storm. With no one else to turn to, she asks her neighbor Lou for help. Lou looks like a quiet, older woman, but as they chase the kidnapper through the woods, it becomes clear she has a hidden past. She knows how to track, fight, and survive in tough conditions. The journey is full of danger, and while searching for the child, more secrets about Lou and the kidnapper come to light. The movie mixes action with emotional moments. It's not just about the chase. It's also about family, trust, and the choices people made long ago. The wild setting makes the story feel tense, since the storm and rough landscape add extra challenges. Our number 6 countdown is Livid. This is a French horror fantasy film with a dark, fairy tale style. The story follows Lucy, a young woman who starts a new job as a caregiver. On her first day, she is taken to a huge, old mansion where an elderly woman lies in a coma. The place feels strange and unsettling, almost frozen in time. Lucy learns that the woman once was a dance teacher and is said to be hiding a treasure somewhere in the house. Later, Lucy and two friends return at night, hoping to find it. But once inside, they realize the mansion is not what it seems. The house holds terrifying secrets, and the woman is tied to something supernatural and very dangerous. What begins as a treasure hunt soon turns into a nightmare. The friends face disturbing creatures, haunting memories, and violent forces they can't control. The deeper they go into the mansion, the more the story shifts from horror into something dreamlike, almost gothic and poetic.
Dude. We never know as much as we think we do, Alice.
Our number 5 countdown is The Silencing. This is a slow-burn thriller set in the woods. The story is about Rayburn, a former hunter who now looks after a wildlife sanctuary. He lives alone, still broken after his daughter went missing years ago. One day, he sees a young girl running through the forest, chased by a masked man. Rayburn tries to save her, and soon realizes the case may be connected to his daughter's disappearance. At the same time, the local sheriff is investigating, and their search for the killer starts to overlap. The movie focuses on tension and mystery rather than big action. The forest setting makes everything feel more dangerous, since the killer knows how to use the land to his advantage. For Rayburn, it's not just about stopping a murderer. It's also about facing his past and finding some kind of closure. Our number 4 countdown is The Conspiracy. This is a found-footage-style thriller about secret societies and hidden power. The story follows two documentary filmmakers, Aaron and Jim, who start working on a film about conspiracy theories. At first, they treat it lightly, just exploring the strange beliefs of people who claim the world is controlled by shadow groups. Things change when they meet a man named Terrence, a conspiracy researcher who seems paranoid but also very informed. Suddenly, Terrence disappears, and the filmmakers dig deeper into his work. They discover clues about a powerful secret organization known as the Tarsus Club. What begins as a casual documentary quickly turns dangerous. The more they investigate, the more they realize they're being watched. Soon, they're pulled into something much bigger than they expected, and their curiosity puts their lives at risk.
For people to not be assholes.
Our number 3 countdown is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. This is a dark comedy with a mix of crime and drama. The story follows Ruth, a woman who feels fed up with the selfishness and rudeness around her. Things get worse when her house is robbed, and the police don't really help. Frustrated, she decides to track down the thieves herself. Along the way, she teams up with her awkward but kind neighbor, Tony. What starts as a small search for her stolen items soon pulls them into something much bigger and far more dangerous. The movie balances humor with tension. Ruth and Tony are not typical heroes. They're ordinary people who stumble into violent and messy situations. Their clumsy attempts at justice bring both funny and shocking moments. Our number 2 countdown is Mirage. This is a Spanish thriller with a time travel twist. The story follows Vera, a woman who moves into a new house with her husband and daughter. One night during a storm, she discovers she can connect with a boy who lived in the same house 25 years earlier. When Vera warns the boy about an accident, she saves his life, but changing the past changes her present. The next day, she wakes up in a completely different reality. Her daughter is gone, her life has shifted, and no one else remembers things the way she does. Desperate to fix everything, Vera searches for answers. She tries to understand what happened, digging into both past and present events, while holding on to the hope of finding her daughter again. Our number 1 countdown is Headhunters. This is a Norwegian thriller based on Jo Nesbø's novel. The story follows Roger Brown, a successful corporate recruiter who lives a flashy life with his wife. But his big lifestyle is more than he can afford, so he secretly steals valuable art pieces to keep up appearances. Things take a turn when Roger meets Class Grieve, a former executive who owns a priceless painting. Roger sees this as the perfect target for his next theft. But what looks like an easy job quickly turns into a nightmare. Class is not just a businessman. He's dangerous, smart, and willing to hunt Roger down. From that point, Roger is forced into a deadly game of survival. What started as greed turns into a desperate fight as he runs, hides, and struggles to outsmart a man who seems to always be one step ahead.